Hey guys, BJ the Brave here. Welcome back for another deck guide. This one has been taking the meta by storm just recently. So as we know, Forestcraft has been a little bit stuck in the mud with Combo Roach, and we had a kind of tempo deck that was kind of alright, but it was kind of missing something. Well, what's happened this season, and we just saw it at the Shadowverse qualifier 3, is we've had a massive breakthrough to the tempo variant. So basically what we've got here is something along the lines of the classical tempo deck, which is looking to get on board really early to threaten with presence every single turn, really making use of our curve, and to play out kind of mini roaches to get bursts of sort of 5 to 8 damage, and then backed up by Odin for the big beatdown. You've got Arya, who of course gives you a crest that allows fairies to go face. So everything that was there in the core ingredients. However, we are bringing in the brand new Jeroboam, which is giving you an option to pivot basically with the game plan. So the problem with Tempo Forest previously was that you would run out of resources and you would lose those games. Jeroboam gives you inevitability. It gives you a constant draw of 6 new cards at the start of every turn. One card, for those who don't know, the Jerry deck is basically one of every single card from the Heirs of Omen third set. So you get to really know the new cards, you get to play with all new cards. One of the fun things is that if you only collected one new card from set 3, if you made sure you got the Jerry card, you basically get access to every other single card. That's one way of looking at it. But ultimately what this allows you to do is it allows you to play a tempo curve and then get consistent value every single turn, so you never run out of cards to win the game that way. Or it allows you to actually play the ultimate long game, which is that because Jerry discards your hand and pulls another 6 cards, obviously you're cycling through your deck quickly, and when you get to the bottom of your deck, as you probably know, if you don't have any cards left, instead of losing, you actually have a victory card that's placed there and you actually win the game. So you've kind of got a penultimate win con at every stage of the game. You're just not going to get beat down and lose in the meantime. So it's really, really good. And I have to say, along with the Dragonstorm deck, definitely go and check that guide out on my it was my previous video actually to this one. I hit Grandmaster with that. But I think with this version, you do lean into the actual Jerry game plan a little bit more than you do with the Dragon one. The Dragon one tends to use Jerry mainly just as a good tempo 4-drop with a kind of cheap hard removal, whereas this one, you definitely go into the Jerry win con a lot more. So it's really fun to play. It's nice that it makes use of that alternative win con, but also things like Amatars. We're really going all in on things like Fairy Conviction, Fairy of the Great Pond, Fairy Tamer, Fairy Fencer, lots of ways of getting fairies. So Amatars can be a ridiculous early tempo unit if you get a bit lucky as well. I've had a couple of games where I literally, at the end of turn 4, I had 2 Amatars on the board, and they were both 6/6s, and yeah, it can get pretty insane and out of hand. So yeah, overall, I think that this is quite a powerful deck. You just need to kind of like think about the different matchups. Ultimately, the short way of thinking about it, rather than me go through every single deck, is if they've got really good healing, and so your chip damage from your tempo can be, they can sort of come back against it really well. Then ultimately you might need to pivot into the Amatar's game plan. But you need to stay quite flexible, because sometimes you get your opponent down, chip away, and then you do a killer roach and you've run out of resources except for an Odin, and Odin can come in and finish the game. So you kind of have to see whether you can end it on the tempo game plan. But if you can't, you've obviously got Jerry there as the backup. So with that said, as I say, you want to look for a really early curve. If you're going for tempo, you want to look for your Fairy Fencer, for example, your good Fairy Pond, the ones that give you the 1-drops, and Amatars. That is like a really good early game. However, I often do look for Jerry, and particularly if it's a matchup where you think you might need to pivot into the Jerry, then you should probably even hard mulligan in those matchups for Jerry. Other than that, if you've got a nice early hand, keeping a Bale can be okay as well, because this thing's obviously going to end up getting discounted, and you're going to be able to use that for good tempo as well. Grimnir is also pretty good. We've got a 1 of in there. It's worth mentioning those turns where you do want a Jerry or Odin, something like that. That allows you to super evo and still clear off wide boards. All right, with that said, let's dive into some matches and see this in practice. All right, so we got Dragoncraft. Let's go.
Fairies fly high in my Eden. Absolute zero. It comes
So, yeah, maybe he got a bit greedy with that mulligan, and then got a bit unlucky with the second Bale and the Fae coming down. So I've kind of gone into an alternative play, because I realise I'm just going to spend 3 turns doing nothing, or I can just play these what are normally combo pieces out as a 1 and a 2 drop, and just try to put a bit of pressure on. Particularly, you know, you never know with Dragon what build it's going to be, but often they obviously like to ramp, so you can kind of try to punish that a little bit with some early game tempo. A nice counter to Dragon play. And there's the ramp. So we're actually able to establish a fairly threatening early board, right? Which, considering we had a really bad, I felt like a really bad mulligan, we're able to kind of recover that quite well. Now he is going to play the Evoed Phylene, which is obviously going to deal damage to the board and allow him to clear. But the point is there that we did manage to get him down to 11 health, right? So we're going to Amataz now, and we can actually play the Fairy out and the May Journey Elf just to clear this. I was thinking about Evo in there, but then actually the May Elf I felt like was better, and just preserve the Evo point. Now when these 3 die, we know the Bales are going to be down to 2. So we've definitely got something next turn on 6, and it's just a matter of what do we draw. We are getting low on resources though, so we are hoping to find a Jerry pretty soon. And would you believe it? Down comes Jerry. Now, obviously, it's a little bit awkward here because he's down to 11, and I was like, do I wait for the Odin? And I guess we could have just played the Bales and then played Odin next turn and then played Jerry the turn after. But I actually figured that, you know what, I felt like it was just slow playing a little bit. I mean, because of the 11 health, yeah, it potentially was a good idea. But then again, he could have played Neptune on 7, and then I'd have been sitting there going, well, this Odin's not doing too much, to be honest. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you'd have done there. Two different lines of play. But yeah, now we got the ball rolling. We've still got all of our Evos, all of our Super Evos. And I umdenad again here with the Congruent of Repose, whether I want to draw into the 4 drops. Maybe we can try and find, as a Crest player, I know we could try and find Marwyn, but then we just find Marwyn anyway. But the other thing with this card is obviously it's drawing an extra card per turn, so it's advancing Jerry's game plan. But now we've got 3 quests and we've got Marwyn in hand, so we're going down a Crest Haven game plan. It's kind of knowing the game plans of the other factions. Do you need healing, getting some like boots and goblets and stuff from the sword? Do you want to go down a Crest route? Do you want to go down the White Psalm, Black Psalm route of the egg portal? So you can kind of lean a little bit into each of those strategies. And I'm very much going all in on the Crest here. That dictates kind of what you do. Well, we've got lots of options here. We've got things like Blinding Greatness can draw, Greatness Send can draw. Like we could draw 6 cards just from these 2. It doesn't matter that we're overdrawing because we just want to thin through the deck. But that is, as it is, we've got Rule 9, right? And because of the Crest damage earlier, we save the Evo points. We've got a nice Super Evo on the Wings of Desire to end the game. GG.
How is this power possible?
Okay, next up we got this craft.
Fairies fly high in my Eden.
So the Cultivator comes down, which always makes you feel like you're playing against aggro. So we are going to coin out immediately because we're going to have to use our tempo just to keep up and not lose in the first few turns. We could actually play the 2 fairies there, but obviously I'd rather play the Fairy Fencer out because Amataz can go quite big this turn.
There's no end to a fairy blader's training.
So down comes Amataz. He can't Evo yet, so we're not too worried about Guilt. We're not too worried about Guilt. Guild-Elise. And by getting the extra fairies out and then Evo in, we obviously turn Amataz into a machine gun. Does 1 ping for every fairy that's in hand, which is really good. And so now we've just like really turned the aggro around. This is the good thing about Tempo Fairy. It can really keep up with anything. But he does have Fildow, which I was quite surprised about the Fildow in this deck, I've got to be honest, but it's doing absolute work for him here. So we're going to go Cynthia, drop another elf, and yeah, we're just going to Evo up and just basically trade. Punished by the gravy. Aragavi doing its thing, but now we've got Bale online. And he's down to 13 here, so we're actually going to push a little bit and try and make use of the Fae and the Roach. This is what we mean by a mini Roach combo. This is as much, you know, if you get 7 damage to face, that's good enough. And now he's got like a pretty decent board to deal with. And he's only got 6 health left, and we have got Odin in hand. And yet again, that Fildow coming back. Definitely MVP from his side. There's no doubt about it. Fortunately for us, he left one thing on the board, so we can clear that Vanguard, and that ward unit, sorry, and then we can clear the last ward with Odin, Super Evo, and that's all she wrote. So yeah, in that game, the tempo plan was enough. Didn't need any Jerry shenanigans. Okay, next up, Runecraft.
Berries fly high in my Eden.
Frostbite ready.
So against Rune, I think we're going for... we're definitely going to try for the tempo plan early. See if we can get them down and kind of close within that beatdown range. Obviously, this approach to Mulligan is a bit risky because if you don't find Jerry, then you can run out things. Titania helps, though, because she does give you a free fairy every turn, which is pretty good. We're actually going to coin out the elf here so that we can clear this and develop a board. Gilnelise. Really good because it slows us down a bit because like we need to ideally like we need to deal with it, but he can't evo this turn, so we're not too worried. So we're actually going to kill Gilnelise with an evo on the 2-drop on the Fate Tinkle Toe so that we can just keep pushing damage with the others.
Solidify.
Maybe that was a mistake leaving that on. So we're actually going to bring Titania down. Keep pushing. Now we're going to get the free elf per turn, which is nice when you've got Arya in hand as well. You know that those elves are going to be able to go, those fairies are going to be able to go face.
No one messes with my reasons. Not over yet. My wings shall be your deliverance.
Okay, so down comes Arya. We're going to super evo.
Hear the primal cries of nature.
Now all of our fairies can go face. So we just took one off, and that's where that Grimnir really comes in, that crest, right? When you super evo, really helped us to kind of clear the board up, but still maintain pressure on going face. So we forced the heal. It's always a bit disheartening in this matchup when you see the Norman come down, because you've just worked so hard to chip away and it can just like do that big heal 8. Now we made a choice here, like do we trade, do we go face? And we decided to just go face and kind of try to race. Now he uses the teachings as the AoE, then he uses a second one as heal. Juno bringing out the free barrier.
I pledge my life to this forest.
So I think we're going to use Cynthia to Evo and boost the board and just trade here. And obviously, because of our Aria crest, we can in fact go face with the fairies. And he finds a next Norman. So this is 12, 4, 8, 16. So it's 20 healing, I think, so far. Which just goes to show like how much damage we've actually done in this match. It's pretty crazy. We find the Odin. I'm really hoping we can kind of like finish this out, and we just have enough to do so. GG. Okay, so this match we got Haven. Now we keep the Jerry, keep the fairy tamer, generate some L's, and a nice timely draw there. Play out the tamer. Let's play a game. Let's play a game. If you are enjoying this, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up down below. Really appreciate it. Helps the channel a lot. Here comes Cynthia. It's just a matter of keeping up tempo, keeping a bit of pressure on here. Uses the Evo on Grimnir. Interesting. That's a good sign for us. We actually abandon. Do we abandon the fairy plan? Or do we not? I think we don't here. Yes, we do. Okay. So I think the thinking there, guys, is that against Haven, even though we had, as you saw that hand, a clear kind of like quite a lot of elf pressure with the Aria, I think that because of the maddening Benison, it's all just going to get negated. And that's why we took the judgment to switch game plan. I might have been wrong. I might have been able to finish him, and he might not have been able to get enough crests in place for the Benison to work, but you know, these are the sort of judgments that you're making. I just know as a crest player that the amount of heal can be insane. And if I then lost the Jerry, I play all those fairies out, play Aria, and then I have nothing left. And he just wins on attrition. And so if we're going to pivot into the plan, then I decided, you know, it's better to do that earlier because we might actually reach the end game. Yeah, the Truth can actually just destroy a unit here with its Evo. I'm going to put this down to heal. And it's turn 7. We're already down to 52.
Driving me insane.
My final rest.
Well, I tried.
And I think he just kind of had enough. Didn't want to see that.
Fairies fly high in my Eden. Absolute zero. It comes for you.
Okay, so next up we've got Dragon.
You're in the splash zone, pal.
So we get a fairy from Fairy Fencer. It'd be really great to get one off the pond here before the Amatars, but I've got a feeling he's not going to clear it unless he value trades here. Nope. So Amatars it is. Opponent does the classic ramping on 3. So we really want to try to punish where we can here. He could have the Merman. Let's clean this board up. Oh, Galmeo, okay.
Winter descends. You must be burning up too. Submit. Tomorrow?
And the Fangs of Destruction, yeah, is going to clear up everything except for old Cynthia.
There's no end to a fairy blader's training.
Let's play a game. Let's play a game. With open arms, I
So Evo the Cynthia use the fairies to trade, and that means that we get the 6 attack in from Cynthia herself, being the only thing that could go face there.
A blast of ice.
So really just trying to put that damage on.
An endless journey.
Forgive me, my liege. Is that a jingling purse I hear? Cradle of life.
So there's a few ways we could play this. We actually just choose to use the roaches here. And then we know that, like, obviously you can clear this board off, but it just means that we've got guaranteed reach from Arya and Odin. And we can just go down with the Odin. There are some versions of the deck, guys, that don't run the Odins, and I think that's a mistake. I think the Odin adds a lot to your ability to go down the storm route, Wincon, right? And that's where we got it there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Like I said, I think the deck's really interesting. It's nice that there's a new way. It feels like a new way to play Forest. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. And if you enjoyed this one, check out this one next. Take it easy, guys.